when people hugging you when they are leaving and you don't even know them, then you know you did a good job. Like, look at me and with a smile, and I would be like, yeah.
Cheers! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Hospitality Secrets Podcast. Paul Sfârlea here, and I'm super excited today to welcome you to a new episode, to a new surprise guest. And just a small secret before this episode, I kind of changed a bit the questions to make them a bit funnier, a bit more engaging, and to find out about hospitality from different aspects. So today, I'm excited to announce the surprise guest that I have. Actually, we were colleagues. We worked as bartenders together in Romania. She moved from Romania now. She's living in Switzerland. But when we worked together, what impressed me most about her was the level of knowledge that she was having about everything that was in the bar. I can tell that she was like the Wikipedia of bartending. She always impressed me with knowledge, and every single time I had a question or a curiosity about every single aspect of bartending, I was asking her, and she was not stopping with the information. Like 10 minutes she was explaining everything that was related with that subject. So she knew a lot. And I remember an episode when we were working together, when she was taking a small break, 5 minutes break. She was always on the bar with her phone, looking for things, looking for information. So she knew a lot. So this is like a small introduction about my next surprise guest. I don't want to keep it more. I want to introduce my next special guest, which is Katalin Bene. Woo! Welcome, Katalin. Welcome to Hospitality Secrets, Katalin.
Hello. Hey, how are you doing?
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Where are you now, Katalin?
So I'm in Geneva, in Switzerland, in my house. So maybe that's the reason the lights are not the best, but that's what I could do for tonight.
The lights are perfect. Everything is
Great.
perfect. And for the listeners, the light, so you to know the light is good.
Okay, great.
Welcome, Koto. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation. It's been a while we didn't discuss. For how long you left Romania?
I think I left, I don't know, it's 2015 or 2016. I can't even remember, but it's been a while.
So it's been a while.
So,
yeah. We worked together 2014 or something. And even then you were like, you had a lot of knowledge about everything. So I don't want even, I cannot even imagine now.
Well, I'm still the same, like still crazy cutter, always using every little time just to read something new. I have to say nowadays it's not necessarily about ingredients or stuff. It's now I'm focusing more on the business side. So I research more business related topics, but it's everything else is the same. So I have 5 minute break. I sit down, take my notebook. I have always millions of notebooks with me. Every notebook, different topic, and then I'm just exploring things and trying to improve myself.
Still small notebooks. I remember you had small notebooks.
Yeah, small ones, so you can fit more in the pocket or in your bag.
So you're always with 3 or 4 notebooks on you, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So now you're in Switzerland, in Geneva, and what projects are you working in this period?
So I have to say I stopped working in the bar in last autumn. So because of the COVID and also there was a change of owners, so I just decided stepping out and just try looking for a new challenge. But then COVID came in between, and just to survive and generate income, I tried to adapt to this new situation. So I started to do different little personal projects. I've been doing, for example, collabs with small brands, even like, okay, it's a mobile event bar station, and then we shoot a video in collaboration with another little brands, street brands, or I've been consulting brands or being part of a tasting panels. So just try to keep myself busy. And also I started education, online education, in collaboration with Geneva Wine Society, sponsored by Diageo. We started some online education about cocktails at home.
Nice.
And it's been a great pleasure doing it. And of course, now we are working on a new bar opening in Geneva, which is still kind of secret. So I cannot really disclose any more information about it, but it's something really exciting. And I just can't wait to open the doors and start mixing drinks again, because I really miss it.
So you already shared half a secret. You will open a new bar in Switzerland, in Geneva. So this is half a
Yes,
secret.
that's it, half of it. But then it's not
Nice.
telling you much, so
Nice.
still you
Super. I'm
can
super
really
excited.
understand everything.
Yeah, so you are working plenty of things, collaborating with brands, opening new bars. So that's why you were saying that you are more into business of bars now, in the business side of the bars.
Yes, and then also especially because in the past years I've been also working behind the bar, but I've been managing bars. So for me, it's now a different aspect I have to focus on, because I need to understand a bit of accounting, a little bit of everything, marketing, a little bit of everything, just to make sure the bar is going well and also the team is happy. So it's really I've been focusing just on this nowadays.
So how fulfilling is this for you, changing from making drinks, mixing drinks, making the most crazy drinks, most crazy ingredients, to the managing part? Do you like it? Do you enjoy this switch?
I have to say I really enjoy it, because I always love to share knowledge. As you said in the introduction, I've been always like just explaining things, and I never kept things for myself. So whoever asked me just to help to get ready for some competition or whatever, I've been always just, yeah, sure. And I've been just giving my best. So I think now management is very, very similar, because I have a team. I need to motivate them. I need to share my knowledge with them, because there are some things you learn in, like, I don't know, 15 years, like I did, and they are maybe just working for 5 years. So I really need to support them, also show an example, because I like to lead by example. So basically, I'm still working a couple of days with them, mixing drinks, doing the service, pushing hard, but I also focus on them. So it's not only about myself anymore. It's more about like the whole team and the brand, which is the bar now where I'm working.
Nice. It's not about me, it's about we.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And we is always stronger than me, so it's great.
Always. That's a nice switch. I'm super excited to hear that. Nice. So you're doing plenty of things, but where can the listeners find your work, or where can the listeners connect with you?
So, well, we can connect on social media, of course. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. Katalin Bene is the name. So every time you just search for it, it's gonna just pop up.
Katalin Bene with K. Katalin Bene with
yes,
K.
With K. Katalin Bene, exactly.
Instagram, Facebook, follow her.
Yeah.
She's always
LinkedIn,
posting things.
everywhere.
So you're everywhere
because
on
I
social media.
also exactly, because I believe also your name is your brand. So I didn't give little silly names. I just kept it Katalin Bene all the way long, so everyone can find me there. And yeah, so otherwise you just can go to Switzerland, come to Geneva, and maybe by then we're gonna open the next bar, and we're gonna find it, and we can meet there.
Can't wait. So regarding Katalin sharing her information, I can admit it, I remember another thing when we were working together, that at the end of the shift, I asked her something about a citrus, the difference between an orange and a grape or something, and she started talking, and I was doing cleaning, and I almost finished the cleaning of the bar, and she was still explaining the link and the history and everything. So she's not keeping the info for herself. she is sharing.
Definitely, yeah. And yeah, I'm really into botany and very scientific things as well. So probably that's why I'm just explaining like hybrids and origins and where it's coming from, and also a bit of chemistry of flavors, or what you feel when you taste it, and why do you feel it. So for me, it's always you tell me an ingredient, and I imagine the whole thing, like where it's coming from, what does it look like, what did they use it for in the origin, in the back in the history, what they do with it now, how could I use it, what's the flavor if I cook it, what does it taste like if it's fresh, or if I redistill it or whatever. So for me, my brain is basically, it's like exploding every time someone tells me okay, orange, and I'm like so
Boom,
yeah.
now it all divided.
Yeah.
Nice. So if you, how about the trainings? You were saying that you are collaborating with Diageo. Are those open for the public, or are those like closed doors for specific bars and restaurants?
So basically, it's all online, and people can purchase. It's mostly for consumers in Switzerland. So you can purchase a ticket, and then we're gonna send you a kit. So you're gonna have the ingredients to prepare the cocktails. So when we are having the online class, I'm just gonna show it, explain it, and we're gonna make usually 3 drinks together, 3 different styles, and then just share it, explore a little bit flavors, the spirits, and have a nice conversation. Because for me, it's also a little bit more like a personal, every like talk with people. So I like to really get in touch with them and ask questions, and then they get back, and it's just a very interactive thing, and I really enjoy it.
Nice. So do you ship also outside of Switzerland? So it's only for the Switzerland, mostly
Yeah,
Switzerland.
good question. So logistically, I think it would be a little bit difficult to ship outside. So we just started recently, and I think we need to do at least like a 10, 15 sessions just to organize properly, because we are still a very small team. There is a sommelier, Maria, who is from Greece originally. So she's helping me with everything what's online and orders and so on. And I have to organize near my job and everything else, all the recipes, the meetings with Diageo, the products, the cocktails, everything. So I think it's a bit difficult at the moment. And also we need to send it out by post for now. Maybe in the future we're gonna find a way of like just improving everything and just get a bigger picture.
If you're curious, for the listeners, if you're curious about these trainings, just DM Koto about it and DM more and ask her. I really want. And then if you talk with a few friends of yours and you gather a small group of passionate bartenders who want to learn, maybe she can make something to deliver and hold the masterclass for you.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure actually. So if you're gonna be able to get the same ingredients and just do maybe a little bit of prep at home, nothing too crazy, because I really focus on like making people fall in love with cocktails. So I don't want to overcomplicate things for them. But yeah, if anyone is interested and has all the ingredients and really wants to join, I'm sure we find a way. So no problem.
If there's a will, there's always a way.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, exactly. That's my
Marley
motto.
song.
So. Well, it's also my motto. So.
Nice. But you know a lot, Koto, and I know that you know a lot. But for the listeners, for them just to have like a small taste of your knowledge, actually, what is your history in the hospitality industry? Actually, what is your backstory in this industry?
Good question. So it's a long story. I'm working for 15 years almost as a bartender. I'm actually originally from Transylvania. I grew up there, and I'm from a very small village in the mountainside where I had absolutely no clue about cocktails, spirits, anything, just beer, wine, and some eau de vie fruit distillate, basically local. And then I moved to the university and started my studies in tourism geography. And I started working in a hospitality business. And I just fell in love with bartending. So for me, it was a new world, a lot of cool things. And I was always curious about traveling and exploring things. So it really captured me. And I just decided I'm going to leave my studies and I'm going to become a bartender. So, of course, my parents wanted to kill me because you don't really want your girl, the only daughter to become a bartender. But later they just understood it's not just something like temporary. I really love this job, and I don't know, I can just really be myself when I do it. So I've been working a good couple of years back in Transylvania and Cluj, and then that's where we were working together also. And I remember our shifts, we were like flying, really, always super excited, good energy,
Having fun,
kicking
enjoying the
fun, the
things.
orders, having fun. And I remember our tastings, like I've been always challenging you, giving you like 2, 3 spirits to remember,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
asking you like, okay, tell me what's the brand and what is it?
Yeah, it
And
was a nice
I keep
exercise.
doing it. I
Still?
keep doing it.
Really?
Yes. Even with my team, I always just show up and like, okay, so tell me what is this? Just surprising people when
It's
they
nice.
don't
It's
expect
nice
it.
because it keeps you on
And
guard.
it's
It
like,
always, yeah, it keeps your
yeah,
brain moving and it always keeps you on guard and it makes it engaging and fun. That's why it was very fun when we were working together. That's why I enjoyed it so
yes.
much.
Yeah, and also when you tasting different things and you need to tell the brand, you will be more prepared when the guest asking you, okay, can you recommend a gin? And so what's the difference between this and that? So of course you are more able to describe flavors and things, and it's a really fun way of learning, basically.
Yeah.
And then, long story short, I moved to London because I received a job offer from Marian Becker to join him on a new opening, the Gibson.
So
And
you
of
were at the
course, he's
beginning,
been,
you were at the opening of the Gibson, no?
yes, yes. And of course, he's been like an idol for me all those years long. So I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, tell me when. I'll be there. So basically, I packed my life in 2 suitcases and I moved to London. I had no clue about salaries, where I'm gonna live. I didn't know anything. I just moved to London,
I'm here.
because I wanted to work there. So, but this is how I am, I'm like, I want it and I go for it. And I don't really believe in like super analyzing things, because I think those things will stop you eventually to do something meaningful. So it's better to just, okay, you think it through quickly and then say, yes, I'm going to do it. And bam, you
All
just
in,
do it.
all in.
Yes, all in, exactly. And then the fun part is that I've been just starting there from day one. And in 1 week, I found myself already in charge with all the ingredients, preparation, everything for like 50-ish homemade cocktails. It's like super
Wow.
crazy ingredients, even garnishes, homemade, everything. So it's been like a real challenge for me. I really enjoyed it. And after a while, I've been just doing even like shopping, going to markets, and doing a lot of stuff. And eventually, I became the bar manager in a very short period. So
Nice,
it's
nice.
been like a super intense 1.5 years. For other people, I think it would mean like a proper 4 years of work. For me, it was 1.5 years, but it was really, really like super concentrated, and a lot of pressure and just pushing, give your best. It was a
A
great
lot of
period. I definitely
dedication. It was
learned
about
a lot.
dedication, I think.
Yes,
You were
yes,
100% dedicated to that specific project and you did it.
yes.
Lots of prizes I saw
Yeah.
for the bar, so congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Well, that year we won, the first year we won 6 best bar in the 50 best, best new European bar in the Mixology Awards. And it's been after the announcement that I decided just to take care a little bit of myself, because I had some little health issues. So that was like a wake-up call for me. And I said, oh, okay, stop, calm down, because you can do it now like super intensely, no sleeping and just pushing. Or you can just do your job and do really what you like, but also a little bit take care of yourself. And I just decided to quit and really take care of myself, take a little break. And that's when the co-owner of Gibson actually offered me to open a bar in Geneva. That's where I moved to Geneva. And I'm here since then. And it's been amazing. It's a little bit different because the cocktail culture is different than London. But it's been a wonderful like a couple of years, and I really don't plan to move from here. So people didn't really understand my decision, but I always say I see the opportunities, and there are plenty of opportunities here. And already you see I'm working on a new bar opening. So
nice,
great.
very nice. Congratulations. Yeah, if you look for opportunities, you will find opportunities. If you do not look for them, you will not find them.
Exactly. And no one's gonna come like, hey, there you go. This is a silver plate. Hand it over to you.
Have
Good
some
luck.
opportunities.
No, it's not
Have
like
some
that.
opportunities.
Yes, exactly. No, like
yeah, you have to
it's
go.
something I believe in. Like really, you make your own opportunities, and you
Nice.
need to look for it and understand things, and it's gonna be okay.
Nice. And here I have an extra question regarding the backstory in hospitality industry. If you are thinking about your life since you started in hospitality industry till the present moment, how would you describe your life in one sentence? So since day
Roller
one,
coaster.
roller coaster?
Yeah, roller coaster, really, of emotions, and it's like a super intense journey of learning, exploring, trying, failing, getting up, not giving up. It's been like that. So people usually don't really talk about problems. Everyone has their own demons and only the things, and I think it's very important to talk about it, because people just see results and success, but they don't really see your journeys. And I have to say, I've been also failing so many times, but the only thing I've done is that whenever I had a very bad moment, maybe I cried and I collected myself, and then I said, okay, I'm going to show them and I'm going to prove myself that I'm able to do it. And then I just stood up and I just went for it. And I think this is something I always do.
So it was an emotional roller coaster.
Yes, emotional roller coaster, big time.
Good, because this will be the title of the episode.
Okay.
Coaster. Good. Yeah, I always like to put the title like as one sentence of your backstory in the hospitality industry. So you achieved a few things with some prizes, with ups, with downs, with ups, with downs. So it was like a
Roller coaster, as I say.
real roller coaster. And if let's imagine now that you suddenly lose everything you have, your name, your reputation, your job, your businesses. You lose everything and you have to start again from zero in the hospitality industry. The only one thing that you have left, it's your know-how about this industry, which in your case is massive. It is like huge. What would you do to get back up?
Well, as I told you, my life been always a roller coaster, my professional life, because I was never afraid to restart things, and I think I'm not afraid anymore to start from zero. So I've been, and also when I left Gibson, I was a little bit scared to like start a new journey. But especially after that, now I am able to say I'm not afraid. So whatever is coming, it's coming. Of course, it is not easy. And of course, you need to just sit down and think and write down your mistake or what happened, analyze and just get up basically and just do something better this time. And as my grandfather always said, they can take everything from you, but nobody can take your knowledge. So this is a sentence been always with me all my journey. And that's why I focus so much on the knowledge, because you can get new jobs, new country, move here, move there. When you move to a new country, it's like starting from zero almost. Even when I came to Switzerland, it was like, okay, I'm Katalin, but no one really cared that I'm from Gibson or what happened in my life before. I was just Katalin. So basically, this is the thing for me. Look for a job at a good bar. And for me, a good bar is not about cocktail programs and trends and fancy shit. Sorry, but it's more about like a company culture, people, team spirit, and the good things and the opportunities I've been telling. So a little bit of safety as well. And then if I could like say identify myself with that place, I would go for it. And I would push until they hire me. So maybe they say no, next day I'm there. I'm nice. I'm not pushy, so I would never be like a psychopath, but I would still try, go for a drink, discuss a little bit, teasing them, kind of like a, so they will be at one point like, okay, let's just get this girl so we get rid of her. But
She's
you know
anyhow
that
here.
one
She's
chance,
anyhow here every
yeah,
day.
yeah, of course, of course. I would even offer probably work for free 1 month. You know, I would
Mhm.
say like, okay, I don't have a problem with it. I work 1 month for you, and I'm not a big fan of talking and praising myself. I'm like, okay, pushing in a nice way, but I believe more in the like work, you know. So if they would give me the opportunity, maybe 10 people would say no, no, no. One bar would say yes, but then I would get that chance and I would just give my best. So it doesn't matter if you are washing dishes, preparing, doing shopping, barbecuing, whatever. If someone is managing a bar and has some experience, they would see that, okay, this girl is not stupid, no. Like you can see in 1 hour already if someone has a talent or like a special vision or focus for details or not. And in the way you speak with guests and the way you're describing flavors, cocktails, and so on, you can suddenly realize that, okay, she knows her job, and that's it.
And then
So
you
I
start.
would
You start.
just did, yes, and then you just start doing what I always did.
Nice,
So
nice. So you.
connecting with people and sharing information, and it's all a community thing, because many
Mm.
people think it's just about you and they are superstars, but it's not, because if you are not nice to people, no one's gonna contact you, request some special collaborations. No one's gonna recommend you for brands, or like bartender is not going to recommend your bar to tourists and so on. So you got to be nice and sharing and helping each other.
Nice, nice, nice. So you would hunt the good bars, those bars that have a nice culture. There is an opportunity there. You will go there every day until they will hire you, even if you will work for free in that place. And since you are hired in that specific place, you show your best, you share your knowledge with everything, you help everybody, you create connections, and then you build your reputation again.
Exactly. And I would not be afraid asking for help. This was something I've been always scared, because that's how my parents grew me up. If I had problems, I wouldn't really talk about it, because you got to sort it out and that's it. But I learned something in these 15 years, that at some point you're going to struggle with something. And then why not asking for help? Why not reaching out to people and say, look, I'm stuck. Uh, I've seen maybe you were in the same situation a couple of years ago. Would you mind giving an advice or an extra hand and so on? So chances are that if someone was really in your position, will say, yeah, I know how it is. I know how it feels like, and I'm going to help. So
Mhm.
maybe you don't ask for what they're going to do, but they're going to give even more to you, because they really know what is it like. And
Nice. So don't be
I
afraid to
really
ask for
think in
help.
this.
Don't be
Yeah.
afraid or ashamed to ask for help if you need it.
Exactly. So it's not like help when you don't ask help when you are lazy and sitting on your couch watching TV, and then, oh, can you help me, give me a job? It's not what I mean, but it's really like you're struggling, you're pushing, you're trying, and then it's not working out, but you are always able to ask for help.
Mm.
And I think everyone who was ever in your position would help you.
Nice, nice. Good, 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 good. Very, very nice answer regarding this. So that's the plan. If you are from zero, find a place, do your best, ask for help, and always keep doing things and develop and connect and work.
Yeah, and help and connect, and it's all about community. People forget that it's really not about themselves, and it's not about being famous or being like the best bartender. There are so many amazing bartenders everywhere I go, and the difference between this and that bartender, it's maybe that this bartender is helping others, being part of community, and then growing together, and maybe someone else is just having a big ego, keeping things for themselves. And I've seen it many times. Honestly, I've seen it many times.
Yeah, and still is because the ego becomes a problem when it's all about me. Just I want more just for myself, but when me
Yeah,
transforms in
it's
we,
true.
then it starts being more powerful.
It's better. It's better. And I think most of it is because of social media. I think social media is amazing because you can find so many great information online and also connect with people. But in the same way, I think it makes people kind of jealous. So imagine if you start now in the industry and you see others like doing rotor vapor and other things, would you be like feeling the same power to and the same passion to jump in it, or would you be a little bit intimidated? No, it's
Yeah.
like very crazy nowadays, no? And then I really think also a little bit fake, because sometimes people sharing some information which is not even true, or you can buy followers, or you can buy likes, and you can buy everything
You can buy a
nowadays.
new life
So
on social media. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly, everything. So yeah,
And
it's not easy time now.
and you post your best life. Yeah, I think this is a nice wake up call for everybody that on social media everybody's posting their best version of themselves. There are very few people who are posting and uploading things that are not very special about themselves. So
I still like to keep things for myself, but when I post something, I like to believe that this is true, like, so when
it's
I do a
genuine.
post, I don't really care who's gonna like it, how many people, what's the number of comments, and so on. I don't care, honestly. I don't care, because what I care about is that if you're gonna ask me about that post, I'm gonna be able even now to answer in the same with the same passion, and it's me. It's genuine, as you
It
say.
means something to you. It's not
Yeah,
just posting for reacts, for likes, for following, but it's
exactly.
meaning. You post when it's meaning something. Nice, nice.
Yep.
So this is the plan that you would do, and you already did somehow in London, maybe in Switzerland, when you had to took it from zero. This was the plan in the hospitality industry. But the knowledge that you have, it's about hospitality industry. And the next question that I'm having, it's actually at the core of the podcast that I'm having, because the podcast is called Hospitality Secrets. And I strongly believe that during these times, during this crisis, we need to go a bit deeper into the concept of hospitality, and we need to understand a bit better what is this name hospitality, because this is the name of our industry. It's hospitality industry. And I think that we should go a bit deeper. And anyhow, this word, it's a very vague word, because in different cultures means different things. So with this podcast, I'm in a quest of finding more approaches on the word on the concept of hospitality. And the main question of this podcast is actually the question number 4 already. It's Koto, what is hospitality for you?
Well, hospitality, I think it's something that is really hard to explain with words, because I think it's something you have to feel it. And maybe if someone start this industry to work in this industry now, and I have to explain this, I wouldn't be able to just describe it with words, or just, you cannot just say, okay, you need to be hospitable and give a nice amazing service to people, because also maybe a good service is, it means something for him, and the good service is completely different for me. So I would, for example, take this guy, invite him in my house, or invite him as a guest to my bar, or I would just take him to a great bar and I know, and then in the end I would just ask, so how did you feel? What was it like? Did you feel welcome? Was it great? Are you happy? And what's in your soul? Because I think hospitality, it's like sharing a piece of your soul, connecting with people, and it's this special thing which is different every time with different guests. Is going to be always different. So it's not one thing which you could use to describe hospitality. And especially I understand this now because I've been moving countries, Romania, London, Switzerland. I've been doing a few guest shifts in Europe, and I see everywhere is different. So, but everywhere you go and you make people feel good and feel welcomed and feel belonged, and you make them feel important and they are valued, I think you are hospitable. So it's not even about drinks, it's not about the food. Of course they have to be great, but if you are not welcoming someone in a nice way, you're not guiding them, you're not taking them into a journey, and you're not doing something right, it's not gonna work anything. It can be the best drink, and they're gonna say, oh, I would never return to this bar. No.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And it happens many times when people are focusing so much on their drinks, making the drinks with the craziest ingredients, with the craziest platings,
Yeah.
and at the end,
Don't get
when
me
you
wrong. Sorry, I need to interrupt you. I've been there also. I've been there in the beginning of my journey. I've been like that. So I don't really judge people when they are like that. I think they just need a mentor who opens their vision and explain this to them. So they are like, oh, I see now. So yeah, I focus on drinks and so on, but they need to be guided. So
Mhm. So
it's not just on them.
it's not only about what the drinks and the products are. It's about, as you said it, how you make them feel. As you said, if
Yes.
there is somebody new in your bar and you have to explain him what is hospitality, you take him to a bar, good bar, and then when you go out, you ask him, how do you feel?
Yeah, and why do you think you feel like that? And then they just explain with their words, and then I would say, okay, so now let me explain. You feel like that because of these, and I would just describe the details which were just seamlessly in the experience. You don't even realize if you're not working in this industry, but if you work for a long time, you see them and you recognize, oh, this and that and that, and then you just say, okay, so that's why they made you feel so welcome.
They
And
they connected the dots, the good
yes,
dots,
exactly.
welcoming, enjoying, smiling
Yeah,
to somebody, make him feel
without being
welcome
forced.
without being
Yes.
forced. Yeah, genuinely, if it's possible. Yeah. And regarding hospitality and not being forced, if how would you explain hospitality and the concept of hospitality to an employee from your bar, which is like an
Hmm.
elder employee, has some experience, but he fails to show hospitality to their guests? How would you explain it to him in order to offer genuine hospitality? Because this is trickier
So yeah,
when it's
it
somebody
is.
with a big experience in his backpack. It's harder to change his perception because he will say, I'm doing this for so many years, but he's failing to show hospitality. How can you make him show more hospitality?
It's a good question. So I would just do a meeting one by one, discuss honestly about what's going on, what is my problem, what and just find out why is that happening. Because maybe in his head he perceives things in a different way. So I always say, I used to be blaming people like they do this, they do that, they're wrong. But now since I'm managing people, I always think in a different, like, why do they do that? What's behind? Why, what do they think? Why do they do it really? Because when I understand the real issue, why the reason, it's easier to correct. So if I find out why they do it, maybe I'm able to correct easier. So it's not really a problem anymore. And what I usually say to all the employees is that, like, imagine what I want you to do is basically the guests coming in the bar, and you just immediately welcome them with smile. You there. It doesn't matter for me how busy you are. If I see them, they are busy, I would rather jump out from the bar and just go and welcome people, because it's a team, you know. So someone always need to watch for the entrance. And, you know, we were always listening to the door, like a crack of the door, and we're like, oh, someone coming. And we would have this weird sound like, you know, we were doing like loops, and yeah, someone's coming. So everyone was like, we would see who is able to go there, and someone was always at the door and at the stairs welcoming people. And I always say that from that point, you say hello and smile, and you ask, how are you? And how many of you? And then you already see them. They are like a bit surprised, because maybe in some places you go in and no one is even
Nobody
greeting
cares.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's like one surprise. And then the second is that you are explaining, okay, have you been here before? No? Okay, so let me explain you. This is the bar area. I have a table for 3 people right over there. If you want a taller table, or if you want to have a more comfortable or quiet area, that's the corner, which is free right now, in the sofa, and so on. And then while you're just leading them, you give the waiter is gonna come, water, menu. If you're there already, you explain like, look, if you need some help, let me know. This is the menu. That's our concept. If you will need help, let us know. And then you just leave them. They already feel like, okay, I'm welcome here. They're just gonna be looking curiously on the menu. They're gonna understand better what's the deal, because, for example, we used to have tarot cards. So if you just leave a pack of tarot cards on the menu, they would be like, what the hell is going on, you know? So while you were sitting there, now you explain and everything. So they are already playful. They are like picking cards for each other, or doing crazy things, and then it's a journey where they can be more relaxed and not uptight and sitting and waiting for the waiter. And from there, it's like personalizing things, because you speak in a different way with a guy in a suit who is very cold, and you speak in a different way with, for example, a young person who just comes in super cool, joking. So it's like adapting to people, because
So
you just
hospitality
have
is
to
not a
have.
fixed thing. It's like you
It's
have
not
to
at all.
adapt.
It's not really, and you need to have the feel, the sensation for it, because if you don't have you're just gonna screw up, basically, really, because you're gonna speak in a, I don't know, a posh way with someone who is super relaxed and cool, and then they're gonna say, oh, she's so arrogant, I'm not gonna come back, you know. So you really need to personalize the whole experience, recommend drinks, be playful. Even if they choose something which you maybe know they would not like, you can still say, oh, interesting. So why did you choose it? And they say, oh, because I just read this. And they say, oh, but do you like bitter? And they say, no, oh, I'm so sorry, but actually, you know what? Maybe it's not the right drink for you, because it's a little bit bitter, you know, and I think you were thinking of this, but if you like that, I have an amazing drink for you. Let me surprise you, or whatever. And they are just gonna be thankful, because when they receive the drink, it's the right drink for them. We actually always double check every order. This is fresh and fruity, or this one is a little bit herbal and aromatic, or this one is floral and citrusy, and so on. Because I think this is all part of hospitality. But all this, as I say, it's not forced. It's like supernatural. And what I learned in London, for example, is I moved there. I didn't speak English like properly. Even now, I don't speak English properly.
You are speaking
But in
amazingly
London,
English.
kind of. So when I moved to London, I didn't really understand British English, for example. So
yeah.
in the first 3 months, I've been quite struggling understanding people, and I was so ashamed I wouldn't look up. And then Marianne explained me, like, don't be scared. You know what? Just explain to people. Like, you from Transylvania, you just moved to London. This is your first job in London. This is what you do, and that. And you know what? I did it. And since then, people used to love me. And there are some guests, I'm still in touch with them for after so many years, I moved away and so on. I'm still in touch with them, and they were just guests
And
because it's
because you
about
showed
being
vulnerability.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then they just attach to you and they care about you
Because
and
you are
so on.
human now.
So
Yeah, we are human and we are
exactly.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that's what I always explain to my team that you don't need to be perfect. I don't expect to be uptight, perfect, force, and just like a machine because we are human. So even maybe you make a mistake, I do a mistake sometimes. So when I do it, I just own it, like I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. I mixed your order with that. So let me just correct it quickly for you because I feel so bad about it. But look, there is a little present for you, a little shot or something, and just make it. And maybe you're gonna laugh at one point, and then they're just gonna be, oh, this is genius. Like they
Yeah.
feel like you okay, you're a human. You made a mistake, but you care, you correct, you don't try to explain. Yeah, it was the kitchen staff who messed it up, or the lying things
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I was just changing the barrel of the beer and things like that, because
And
there are so many lies.
yeah, yeah, and usually for the guests, the an experience where the staff is making a mistake and then brilliantly he's taking out and he's doing something, he's give you a shot and he's acting properly. That experience usually is more memorable than if the mistake wouldn't happen from the beginning. So if you do a mistake and you are acting well, that's more memorable for the guest than if the mistake wouldn't happen.
Yes, yes, definitely. And also while you're doing everything, you just exceed their expectation because they
Mm.
just want to come to this bar, have a drink because they heard it's a good bar, for example, or they make nice drinks, but they don't know anything about you. So you guide them, you make them feel good, you recommend, maybe give them a little shot while they are waiting for the drinks, and you just go out your way. So maybe they need a taxi afterwards, or maybe they just looking at their phone. You see they're looking at some restaurants where to go to eat afterwards, and you just, why don't you interact and say, hey guys, you looking for restaurants? So you maybe don't know this and that place, but I can recommend you. They do this food, it's delicious, and la la la, and they would appreciate it because if you usually check on Google, it's more like touristic places, and the recommendation is always better when it's someone local
From the
recommending it.
local, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always send them even to other local bars because if I know the other good bars, I would say, oh, and if you want to have a little party, go there. Or if you want to have rum cocktails, go there. Or if you want to have this kind of vibe, go there. And you know what? After half a year, it just turned around. At one point, people were sending people to my bar because they just saw that
It's
I'm like that.
karma. It's karma.
Yeah, it's karma. I really
What you
believe
put
in
out
karma big
comes back.
time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you always exceed expectations. You go out of your way. You really take care of people, and
Mm.
about everyone. You just, it's. I don't say you behave the same way because, as I told you, it's tailored experience. But you just do your best with everyone, and if you're gonna treat someone in a way, you're not gonna be different with someone else because they would see it maybe and they would say like, oh, like, so this guy is in a suit and he has a special treatment, and then I just came in my joggers and so on, and I'm like not treated well. So but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
still treat everyone like VIP, and I think when people hugging you when they are leaving and you don't even know them, then you know you did a good
That's
job.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
when my guys were like hugged by people, they would always have this cheeky eye, like look at me and with a smile, and I would be like, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
you did
Like
it. You
you
did it
feel
well.
it, you did it
Yeah.
well, and you know what? It's after maybe 1 2 time it happened, and after I didn't have to explain anymore because once you feel it, and then that hug of people and the smile, and they are so thankful and so on, and it's just a special feeling. It's like adrenaline, and it's like super. You're
That's so
happy,
nice. That's so nice. This hugging thing, and now I'm thinking even more about it. That even when you have guests in your home, when you have guests at your house, if you are a good host, an amazing host, and everybody's feeling well, when they leave, they will hug you because they felt so good. And that's the highest appreciation of you showing your hospitality. If they hug you, you know that you nailed it. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Super
Also,
nice.
there is a little trick we always do, because of course we all have different personalities as a team. And maybe you are the funny guy, I'm a little bit more serious and focused on different things. And then I don't know, I'm more emotional and so on. So we were always having like the little rules, unwritten rules, who serves which table. So the group of people came in and we used to see what they look like, and we immediately after a month, it's like it's natural. You just look, bam, you got it, yeah, and you go, and it's communication during the service basically. And because I'm not the best with the jokes, for example. So if a group of super young people would come in and want to have a little like fun time, maybe I'm not the best. So I would still welcome them, be cool and so on. But after a little bit, I would change with the guys who are really bit even more relaxed and funny, and I would change.
Nice.
And that's what I love about teams, like everyone having different personalities. So you can give even better experiences to people, and it's nothing wrong with it. We are not machines, as I said.
For sure, and it's good that we are not machines, because more efficient machines will come. So they will replace us. If
Yeah.
we would be machines, they will replace us soon, because cocktail machines will come, coffee machines will come, machines will come. And if we act like machines, they
Yeah.
will definitely replace us. But if we are
Yeah.
human and we manage to show hospitality, to show humanity, to show connection, the machines cannot replace this. For sure,
Exactly.
for sure.
Never.
I strongly believe this also. But being more like strategical, like step-by-step things, what are your top 3 strategies for being an absolutely amazing host? What are the strategies to get a hug at the end? The three best strategies that you can give 3, 4, 5, as many you want. But like in steps, easy to remember, easy to follow.
Well, immediate welcome.
Immediate
So
welcome.
as they come in, immediate welcome, warm, explaining where they are, guiding them. It's like they were driving, and then you just put them on the side and you say, "Oh, I'm driving you," and you just relax. You came here, you relax. I'm guiding you. I'm driving. You can enjoy, because everyone is coming from work maybe, or they're having problems. And you just want them to feel good, switch off. And I think I always watch things from their perspective. So if they come up, I watch what they can see. I think what they can see, what they might looking for. So I immediately can adapt, and then I'm gonna just treat them in that way while sitting them down. Connecting is it's really, really important. So you make the whole experience super personal. Even like tailoring drinks for them, or recommending specific drinks for them, asking them the preferences. These are all little aspects of
Little
good service.
things, yeah, little things
Yeah,
of
they
being an
add up.
amazing host.
They
Yeah,
add up. Yes,
yeah. So it's
and
welcoming, it's smiling, communicating. You said,
yeah, guiding them, sitting
guiding.
them down. So you don't need to. I want them to not worry about anything when they come in. So they come in, and I want to tell them, so you are here, and you can go this part of the bar. You can do this. We are doing this. So they don't need even to use their brain. They just, okay, I want this, and then they just sit down. It's really like, I call it guiding them through what's going on,
Guiding,
and
yes.
just
So
finding the
guiding, yeah.
best, the
Good.
best package for them basically after guiding. So you guiding them and connect, and then you find the best package for them. You recommend the right drinks for them after there's the preferences. And also the way you speak to them, it's really like mirroring almost, uh, like based on who they are, how they do they speak to you, how funny or how they communicate. You kind of mirror with respect, but you kind of mirror it back. So it's more relaxed for them, and they feel better, and it's unconsciously feeling better. Basically, they
Mm.
don't even realize why, but they just like you more, and they just feeling better. They don't even realize what's going on. It's just super smooth everything, and it's just like, okay, I'm good. It's nice. I have a good drink. The service is fast, and of course the music is great, and it's
Everything is
just
perfect. I don't even
everything.
have to.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
is perfect. Yes,
And at the
and
end, I
then
will hug
exceed
you because it was so
expectations. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and you expect expectation, and you recommend restaurants, or you ask where they from. You find out. I always ask personal questions, like what do you do in Switzerland? So you are on travel, business trip. What's
So
going
ask
on?
ask
I
personal
always ask.
questions if you want to be a
Yes,
good host. Ask personal questions, not the
not
what
the weather
size
or
or
whatever.
something. Yeah,
Yes.
but
No, just ask like, so where you from, and what you doing here, and oh really, like, so what's it like, and you make them talk, because you want to listen. It's not your job to just talk. No, you need to meet them, and it's like meeting a new person. No, you meet a new person, you try to find more information about them, and know them better, and it's like this. So when people will hug me, before they will hug me, they already had a good drink, the right drink for them, basically, because that's what I always say. There is no bad drink, but maybe it's a bad recommendation. You need to always make
nice,
sure
nice.
they choose the right drink, and like asking these questions. So that's why people taking selfies with us, or they are hugging us, asking on what's our Instagram contact. Of course, there is a very subtle line which you cannot step across. Uh, it's that they're still a guest and you are professional. So you need to do all this without stepping like too far, going too far. There's a line you cannot cross.
And it's
But
very thin line. Yeah, it's a
it's
thin
very
line.
thin. But
Yeah.
after you doing it, in you just know it. And also, if you have a mentor or a manager, you are guided, and you are safe.
Mm.
So, and also, like, no stupid jokes, and no like delicate themes, like no politics and no things like that, because
Politics,
there are like some
religion.
things which we like really omit. Like, even if they try to bring it up, we would just, yeah, okay, and then just bring up a next
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thing.
Yeah. This is because people are getting very emotional when you talk about the
Exactly.
politics, when you talk about religion. If it's not the same perspective of the subject, they can get very emotional, and it's not okay
Exactly.
to get them very emotional in opposite of our emotions.
Yes, no, exactly. That's the
Yeah.
logic. And yeah, and if you really do everything right, they would really you thank them, and then you really, but it's not just, these are not like stupid robotic steps. You thank them and everything, and you behave like that because you really care. And
Mm.
you see them happy, and at one point they just, you also, maybe what I do, like, I'm behind the bar, but I would go out and just say thank you so much, bye bye, shake the hand, and sometimes
Ah,
just like, can I hug you? Like, sure, like, let's
yeah,
hug each
yeah.
other.
You
Thanks so
go
much.
out, yeah.
Whenever you run, yes.
You
So it's
thank them,
always
yeah.
going out.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes call Uber for them, or I call places to book a table for them, and it's really, even with the drinks, like sometimes maybe they ask something you don't know, but number one is like, you never say no. You say, oh, let me check the ingredients, and then you just go behind, you Google it, or you ask your manager or whatever, and you just make sure you can do that drink. So there is
Mm-hmm.
no like, no, I'm not doing that drink. Like, no, they want that drink, they love that drink. And if you don't know that drink, you just rather go behind and you find it, and you make sure you make the best version of it and present it. And yeah, we had the ingredients. Guess what? It turned out amazing. I also love it.
Surprise!
Yeah, surprise. I would drink two of these also. So, but just do your best.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
I think the first strategy of being an amazing host is, first you should care. So if
Yes.
you care, then you are welcoming, you guide them, you connect them with them, engage them. So first thing, it's, yeah, you should really care about them having a good time. So yeah, this is amazing, and this is truly important. So it's important to care if you want to be an amazing host, as you said. Yeah, first you should genuinely care for the experience that you want to offer them. Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, hospitality, it's about hosting. Yeah. And you have a lot of knowledge in the hospitality industry. Let's imagine that in this moment, if you would have an extra 1 million euros cash, a big bag of cash, one extra 1 million euros to open a new business in hospitality industry, what would it be, the business, and why?
So lovely. I'd love to have 1 million euros. First of all, if I would have it, as I
Extra 1
said,
million euros.
extra 1 million. Yes, so even better. So as I said, I love living in Switzerland, living in Geneva. So I wouldn't change location. So I would basically open a bar here in Geneva because this is what I know best. So I wouldn't really jump into something completely new because I think this is what I know the best. I have experience, and also I've failed little things many times, and I learned from those mistakes and also mistakes of others. So I'm more confident now after 15 years opening my own venue. And I would really do a super relaxed bar, so nothing fancy, because I would do it tailored on the needs of this country and the city. And I would really do like a street bar with super high quality, very simple but delicious drinks, but focus a lot on this part, like hospitality, because I could see people really appreciate it. And I think this is something what some places ignore. And I would love to have amazing music, even live music, and delicious food, simple, delicious food. But all this in like a super friendly, so 5-star service, 5-star quality, but in a really friendly way. So everyone can really genuinely relax, and they would be able to come there even every day after work.
Nice. It would be a small bar or a big bar?
Medium.
Medium
So
size.
my medium size. So my experience is that very tiny bars are very difficult to work with because the number of covers you can do per service per shift, and it's just you basically it's have to be very careful how long do you leave people sit at a certain table and so on. So I think that kind of bothers people at one point. You cannot just bug them, or when they do reservation you cannot say, yeah, but just 1 hour because we have to give it for the next guys, and so on. So that's why I always say I would love to have not a huge bar, because that's again a different story, but a medium-sized bar where you can really have different areas. So if someone wants to relax or be on a date or whatever, they have their little spot, but you have a more lively areas where and people can really relax. I would not do just standing, because this is something I think against the human nature, because when you go to bars you go there to socialize and feel great, and you don't want to just do sitting and be served at the table and that's it. I think it's nice to just stand up and then just stand around the bar and meet people. And our job as bartenders is also putting people together and helping them meet and so on. So yeah, I would just do like a super relaxed and fun bar, but very good quality.
Nice. Cocktail bar with delicious food.
And great music.
And great
and
music.
Super good vibes, yes.
Live
and
music
genuine vibes.
Live music or not live music?
Both, I would say. Maybe Friday, Saturday live.
What type of music?
So again, I'm very crazy about the music topic as well, because I always say you choose your target audience basically. So even it's the same with bars. I think, for example, at the moment, I think 35-year-old people to 40, 45 is the target for cocktail bars. and then you need to see what music they listen to, what is their vibe, what makes them feel relaxed, what brings back nice memories. So nothing too commercial, but I would be more on like a fun, a little bit like nostalgic, little bit vibes. Like, I don't know, like Moby, some people hear it and they're like, oh, we just used to party. And, it's like there are songs that bring you back really good memories. So I would really choose these kind of songs, and I think it would work.
For sure. I'm absolutely sure it will work. So let's see where we can find extra €1 million.
Yeah, let's look for it.
Yeah, but everything starts with an idea. So if you have the idea, then you go the other way.
Easier to look for it because you know what to look for. So.
Yeah. And if somebody comes and say, "Here, I have this," well, okay, I have the idea. let's match.
Yeah, let's match. Let's do it.
Nice. So you'll do
I'm sorry to interrupt. I also love cocktail food pairing and things like that. So it's something I would love to explore a little bit further also in my bar.
Nice.
Just to give like proper, really good experiences.
And it's a trend that's growing, this the cocktail and food pairing, because we have a big and rich history about wine and food pairing, and now you can go a bit crazier and more and creative.
People understand it also, because I think it's now the moment when people actually understand what's going on, because especially in our countries, Romania, even Switzerland, it's not like London, New York. You would lie if you would say the market is the same, it's amazing. But our countries are a little bit, like drink culture-wise, a little bit backwards. But now I think it's been like a good 15 years, 20 years. So people actually know what they want to drink, where they're going to go, what they want to eat. So it's no more going for schnitzel and potatoes. They really want to go for a nice, whatever nice deal and a good drink. So it's not about quantity, but it's about quality as well.
About quality,
and exactly. So it's the experience. So I think the market is definitely ready for food pairing, cocktail pairing, a little bit of special things.
And more creative way of
exactly.
drinking and eating, because it's not just you drink because you're thirsty and you eat because you're hungry. It's more than that. If you do this, you stay home and you drink home and you eat home from supermarket.
You take a pizza and you just sit down, drink a beer or a bottle of vodka from your freezer and you're done. But
when you go out, you want an experience. Super nice. So two more questions, and thinking that we are at the Hospitality Secrets podcast, and I am a big fan of secrets from hospitality industry, and if we think as at a secret as an important piece of information that only a few people know, the question is, what is your biggest secret about being successful in the hospitality industry? The one thing that not many people know that made you being successful in this industry?
I think what made me successful is not quitting. It's not quitting and not taking shortcuts. And also, never giving up. Because as I told you, I've been having problems, I've been restarting things, but I always say that you have to never stop. You might take a break, you might be on the floor and you just need to collect yourself and you need a little time, but you should never quit. And if you have a dream and you really believe in it, you should just go for it and never quit.
All in.
Yes, all in. But it's something like even when I say, okay, I was down to zero and so on, but I think I was never so like it took no more than 1-2 days in my case, because I always had this willpower, because maybe it's also because of my zodiac. I'm an Aries, so for us it's like, okay, I want it, I go for it, I go through the wall if I need, but I just get it, So yeah, I think very important, not giving up, not quitting.
Go straight no matter what.
Yes.
Thank you.
And sometimes on your journey, also people, there will be always some people who would say, you would never do that, you would never be able doing that. Like, okay, I was a girl, it was a bit difficult for me, a little bit, I say, but this is like between
Much
the
more, yeah.
yeah, it was
Especially in
really
the
complicated.
hospitality industry, when you
Yeah.
started, girls working in the bar were not so
No.
often.
So yeah, exactly. So it was the era of we hire barmen and waitresses. So that were the jobs, and I would never forget it. And I think that I also learned using my weaknesses as strengths to surprise people. This is something I've been always pushing. So, for example, I've been a woman in a bar. Nobody wanted to see a woman in the bar, even my boss. So I had to really push to get a chance, and then I got it, and I really had to work really hard to do not lose it, and just keep this position. And also, when I started, there were no ingredients. Like, we had Angostura bitters, one rum, one vodka, one gin, and so on. I really remember it. And I just wanted to make drinks. So what I did, I like, okay, I want to make drinks. I have no ingredients. No, now I'm going to make ingredients. So that's how I started with homemade ingredients, basically. Liquors, bitters, everything you can imagine, because I had no other option. So that's why I tell, like, there is no if there is a will, there is a way. It's just you need to go for it. You analyze it and you say, okay, so now this is the situation. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And then you just don't quit. And it's crazy, because after a while I just get the job offer from London. So I always say it doesn't really matter where you're from, because I always heard, like, oh, you were so lucky and so on. I always say, like, okay, like, just to let you know, I think it's not about luck, because everyone is creating their own luck. And
you worked so hard that you got lucky.
Yes, exactly. I got lucky.
Yeah.
It's true.
You worked so hard that you at the end you have to get lucky if you work so hard and you don't quit. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you just get an opportunity. It's like, okay, you're lucky to have an opportunity, but if you were not prepared for that opportunity, you just mess it up, and then you are in the same place. So I also got lucky. I had an opportunity, and then I just did my job, and then just someone just
more than
noticed me.
prepared. You were more than prepared. You had the opportunity, and you match it. Yeah, that's
Yes.
the luck that you get. If
Yes.
you are prepared at the right time, you are lucky.
Yes.
In the outside, yeah, it seems like. So, Koto, 1 hour and 15 minutes already. Time flew, like when we
Yes.
were working in the
Good
bar.
old time. Yes.
Yeah, the shift was over. Yeah, now we have to go home.
Yeah. Let me just write down these notes about the orange, and then we can go home.
Yeah, 1 more hour. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was just 1 hour, quick hour to talk about a bit about the hospitality industry. But I have one more question, one last thing. It's the question is, what is your number one takeaway that you really want the listeners to remember from this episode? The one thing that you want for them to stay with them.
So I think that one of the things that I said is that results do not come without a proper input. So it's never the luck. It's always making your own luck, and it doesn't really matter where you're from. You just keep your heart open. You really care about what you are doing. You don't quit. You improve yourself. You fail. You stand up and you try, and so on. And you trust the process, because there are some people who don't trust the process, and they just want it now, and they are impatient. And I can just tell them to, no, please just be patient, just keep doing, keep pushing, and the results will follow. So this is something I would really leave as a message to everyone, because probably there will be bartenders listening to this podcast, and probably there will be also people from Romania who will listen to this podcast. And I really send this with love this message with love to them. So
Nice.
if they will push, results will follow, and you just keep your heart open and put the ego on the side and never forget that we serve people and not drinks.
Drop the mic. Katalin Bene. Amazing, Kota. Thank you very much for sharing again a lot of knowledge, sharing your heart, putting your heart on the table at Hospitality Secrets. It was amazing, Koto. Thank you very much for being
Thanks so
part of
much
this
for the
podcast.
invitation. Thank you so much.
It was a big pleasure. As for the listeners, thank you very much for staying with us, for staying together with me and Koto to share interesting things. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following. Thank you for giving your time. And if you want to find out more hospitality secrets, follow, subscribe to Hospitality Secrets podcast, and soon you will see some new surprises, new surprise guests, new surprise videos. I try to do with podcast to go deeper into the concept of hospitality, to bring what is best from the hospitality industry, to share it together with the world, so we can make hospitality industry a better place. Thank you very much for being together. That's it for today. I hope it was useful. See you next week. Cheers.